What is up, Packer fans? Here we are, week 15. The Packers, so you're telling me there's a chance, still have hope at making the playoffs this year. It's going to be tough. They're 5-8. They've got 4 games left. The best they can be is 9-8, and then they have to hope for a lot of help from a bunch of other teams. And this week, we just had a bye week, and now we don't play Sunday. We have to wait till Monday night for Packers. I never really liked Monday night because I hated not seeing them play on Sundays. Hated bye weeks because they didn't play, and now we have both of them together. So we finally get to see them play Monday night, but it's the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams coming to town. They're 4-9 though, so they're even having a worse year. Their playoff hopes basically done. Matthew Stafford out for the season with the neck injury. Cooper Kupp, last year's offensive player of the year, he's out. Super Bowl MVP, he's out. Aaron Donald, he was out last week. He missed his first game in a long time, and he might be out this week. We will see. That's going to be a huge factor in this game. But last week, the Rams played on Thursday Night Football against the Raiders. They were down, I think it was like 16-3 late in the fourth quarter. Baker Mayfield leads a drive, makes it, I think it was 10-16, and then a game-winning 98-yard drive with time running out, scores a touchdown to Van Jefferson, wins the game 17-16. So in Baker Mayfield's first game as a Ram, 2 days after he showed up in Los Angeles, leads them to a win. I don't expect Baker Mayfield to go into Lambeau and beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, but he does give them a little more excitement, and he is a gamer. I've always liked Baker Mayfield, but a little undersized, and he is prone to, if you can get after him, sacks, forced fumbles, interceptions, things of that nature, and it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. So the Packers' playoff hopes basically come down to this. Lions have to lose 2 games out of the next 4. Seattle has to lose 2 of the next 4. They play tonight against the 49ers. Hopefully the Niners can win, help us out a little bit. Then they'll have to lose 1 of the next 3. And then the Commanders and Giants, who both play each other on Sunday, they have to lose 3 of the next 4. Either team has to lose 3 of the next 4. So whoever loses this game on Sunday against those 2, hopefully will lose at least 2 more of the next 3. I know it's kind of confusing, but breaks down like that. I know the Panthers and the Falcons still, if they win out, they can kind of sneak in, but they need a lot of help too, and I see them losing more than 1 or 2 games over the next couple. So for the Packers, it really comes down to just winning out, control what they can control, which is winning their games, and then see where the cards fall after that. If the Packers can win, and then let's say, the Lions lose, Seahawks lose tonight, and the Commanders, and whoever loses, Commanders or Giants, it can really start to get interesting in those final 3 weeks for Green Bay. So if you're going to the game, though, you better bundle up. It is going to be cold. They said it's about an 8-degree game temperature. It's going to be cold on Monday with a 15-degree wind, which makes it about a 9-mile-an-hour wind chill is what they're talking. It's going to be cold. So the Packers, we all know kind of what happened in the last really cold game for Green Bay. I know that they think it's an advantage. I know Rodgers says bring on the cold, but they didn't seem to really have an advantage against the 49ers. And then we all know what happened. Special teams blunder because of, the elements really, and, poor blocking. But it's just things like that. It's so pivotal that each phase of the Packers does their part and executes. Otherwise, a close game could get out of hand quickly if they're not able to handle this weather. They've been practicing outside the last couple of weeks, the last couple of days, so hopefully Green Bay is ready to rock. The Rams, though, like I said, they're coming off the Super Bowl, but this season just hasn't gone the way they've expected. They don't have Odell anymore. They brought in Allen Robinson. He hasn't panned out. Cooper Kupp got hurt. Cam Akers keeps fumbling. He's been having his fumbling issues. And then Matthew Stafford getting hurt. But they weren't playing well before that. Even with the guys healthy, they still weren't playing well before that. They brought in Bobby Wagner. They had Jalen Ramsey, who are both still playing well, but as a team, they couldn't get it together. And, we saw the Seahawks and the Niners really kind of taking over that division. But with Baker Mayfield coming in with the 98-yard drive, these Rams are excited, and, they're going to want to play, sleeper and want to be the team that kind of wrecks other teams' chances at getting into the playoffs, and I'm sure they'd love to get a win against the Packers at Lambeau. But like I said, they still have Jalen Ramsey. They still have Bobby Wagner, and if Aaron Donald plays, it'll be a huge, advantage for the Rams defense, because on defense, they actually play pretty well, but it's their offense that has struggled. Now with Baker Mayfield not throwing it to Cooper Kupp or Allen Robinson, he's throwing it to guys like Van Jefferson, who had the game-winning touchdown last week, who he does know from the draft, he said. So, he has a little bit of a rapport with him. And then Ben Skoranek and Tutu Atwell. Those are the guys he's throwing it to. Both of them had career games last week in Baker's first start, or not, he didn't even start. He came in the second drive. So, but for those guys, Baker was really getting into them, and they won the game. So you have to give them some credit. So for the Packers to win this game, it all starts up front with the offensive line. Bakhtiari should be good to go. I'm not sure about the appendectomy, the appendix and everything he had an issue with. We know the knee is an issue. So if he can't go, Zach Tom will go. I think Zach Tom has played great. The rookie out of Wake Forest, he has played really well. I think he'll be fine. Elgin Jenkins next to him, starting to settle down a little bit. Josh Myers in the middle. Then John Running Jr. at right guard, and then you have Yash at right tackle, who's actually played well. This offensive line, now that it's been together for a little bit, has played really well. And wherever you plug in Zach Tom, he's played great. So with this cold weather, Rodgers can throw the ball in the cold, but with the thumb in the cold, maybe not. And then with these young receivers, how are they going to fare catching the football with it being so chilly out? Can the Packers throw the football? And if they can't, can the offensive line open up holes for A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones to run the ball? It's going to be really a battle of who can run the football best and who doesn't turn the ball over more. So winning the turnover battle and running the football going to be the keys to the game, and not, having special teams issues or real big mistakes execution-wise on offense or defense. The offensive line, if they can make some holes for Dillon, he was really running hard last week. Jones was out for some of the game, or 2 weeks ago against the Bears. Jones was out a little bit, so Dillon ran the ball 92 yards on the ground, really started getting some yards late in the game, and he likes playing in the cold. He said it himself, bring on the cold. So I'm excited to see what this offensive line can do. We'll see. The Rams up front, if they have Aaron Donald, it's a totally different monster. If they don't, they do have Greg Gaines in the middle, who's pretty good. But otherwise, Packers, I think, can get after this defense up front. The Rams, they've kind of had their running back carousel. They've got a rookie back there, and then they had Darrell Henderson, and now they have, Cam Akers, who's kind of the guy they want to be the guy, but he's had his fumbling issues, and now with it being cold, he even fumbled, I think, against the Raiders, and now that it's cold, I think the Packers can get after it. Hopefully they can force him to fumble it a little bit on Monday night. The weather is going to hopefully be in the Packers' favor, but I just feel like the last couple of times they've played in the cold, it hasn't been the advantage they've hoped for. So, like I said, it's going to come down to running the ball. Packers give up 5 yards a carry to running backs. That's pretty much tops in the league. And the Rams only give up about 3.9 yards per carry. But the Packers running backs average more than that. So something's got to give. We will see. It's going to determine the game, what the Packers can do against the run. Can they stop the run? They've struggled so much this year against the run. Can they stop it at all? Because I feel like, the Packers, if they can throw the ball a little bit, get these young guys going, stop the run, and run the football, they'll be able to win this game. And that's really what it comes down to, just playing and executing. So for the Packers, though, throwing the football with Watson and Downs being back, I'm excited to see that. That's what I'm probably looking forward to the most in this game, is seeing Watson, who's kind of come into his own these last 4 games, 8 touchdowns, and Romeo Doubs, who it might take a little while, a week or two, coming off the knee or the high ankle, I think, and just he played well before. Now, the injury, now that it's going to be so cold, it might not be this week, but seeing these two guys together is going to be super exciting. Packers, though, the bye couldn't have been at a perfect time. Aaron Rodgers hurt the thumb, hurt the ribs. Now he's got some time to rest. This is the most rest he's gotten since basically the beginning of the season, and this is the best he's felt with the thumb since London when he broke it. So, and then the ribs, he just feels a lot better in that area. He felt fine, really, against the Bears. So, for the Packers, though, it comes down to if Rodgers can play a vintage Aaron Rodgers game, the Packers can beat anybody. It comes down to when, he's a little off, when his guys are a little off around him, can the Packers figure out a way to win those games? And that's kind of what I think this game will be. It's, Monday night, the only Monday night game of the year, coming off a bye. Sometimes the Packers are rusty off a bye. The Rams are coming off a mini bye. They played the Thursday night game. So both teams had some rest. Baker's had some time to get used to the offense. Rodgers had some rest to get healthy. It's going to be a duel for sure. I'm excited to see how the Packers come out and what they can do. If their offense can get rolling like it's been, they could really put some points together, and the defense could get after the Rams' struggling offense, and we could see a real good game for Green Bay finally in a very important part of the season. So, like I said, Dobbs played so good coming into this, first couple games coming into the season and preseason and everything. Watson took some time to come on, and now, Dobbs got hurt. And during that little window of Dobbs being injured, since Detroit, I think, is when Dobbs got hurt, Watson's just came on and just been amazing. I mean, it's been really historical what he's done. I think him and Randy Moss are the only two guys to have 8 touchdowns in 4 games. And then that's, as a rookie, that's just nuts. So go Packers. Hopefully their offense can move the football. This weather is just it's gonna bother me a little bit. But I think with these two guys out there, with Allen Lazard trying to get a contract this year, he's got really good numbers. He's having a career year already, but can he keep it going? And then, even having Randall Cobb in the slot and Sammy Watkins out there blocking. I mean, that block was vintage, throwing the hand up. Was awesome seeing that. So, the Packers, though, they've been able to keep within range of a lot of these games. So hopefully this one doesn't get away from them. I think the only thing that could really hurt Green Bay in this game is having execution issues, like leaving guys wide open on defense, or, special teams issues. I think, though, some of those have been cleaned up. Not having Amari Rodgers back there anymore. We haven't fumbled a punt, knock on wood, for sure. So for Green Bay, I think it's really going to be a game that kind of shows whether or not they're serious about making a run here at the end. Because we all know if they lose, it's a wrap. It's over with. The season's done. There's not any real hope or any chance of them doing anything. And that ends that. So up until the Bills game, and then of course the Eagles game, Rodgers was 13-0. So now he's 13-2, but he was 13-0 leading up to that in primetime games, and still that's still amazing. But coming off of 2 losses, hopefully Rodgers in this primetime game can bounce back. And then, like I said, if he can have a vintage Rodgers game, this is a game the Packers should be able to win. So hopefully they get the win. They do have a game on Christmas Eve, so that'll be exciting. Merry early Christmas, you guys, and Happy New Year, of course. But I'll see you guys again, of course. Before that, Packers got to win this one. Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl defending champs. Los Angeles Rams coming into Lambeau, Monday Night Football. It's going to be cold. It is going to be cold, you guys. I was at the 2007 NFC Championship game, Favre's last game as a Packer, and it was super cold. They said this is actually going to be colder than that, the coldest by the 30 years now. So that is pretty crazy, super exciting for all these guys to be part of that. Hopefully they can execute. Hopefully it's not too cold for the players, but should be exciting. Go Pack, go. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. Peace out. Go Packers again. See you guys next time.